Everyone, I'm gonna need you to stop doing whatever you're doing right now. I've got an important announcement to make. Spooptober is back in the menu, boys. For one night only. Or maybe it never really left us. But the reason why I'm going back to the Spoopy block is because I've been made aware of a very important project that came into fruition. This is Faith 64, a reimagining of Erdorf's Chapter 1 of Faith in the N64 style. I have my buddy Bad Mr. Frosty, who's a real one, to thank for bringing this into my attention. So shoutouts to the boy for keeping it real and making this a possibility. Otherwise, knowing my luck, I would have completely missed this. So I'm gonna link you, fine folks, to the itch.io page, so you can check this out on your own. This is made by a creator known as the Bonsai Treehouse, and let's read the introduction to this rendition. Welcome to Faith 64. Experience the original classic like never before with brand new cinematic widescreen presentation, unique and gruesomely animated death scenes, tank-style fixed camera controls with keyboard, mouse, and gamepad support. Now, keep in mind, this is pretty important. It's not a simple graphical overall. There's actually some subtle game changes as well. And the way the tank controls are handled in this version are quite peculiar from what I've managed to fiddle on my own. I didn't get too far, don't worry. So this is gonna be, can I even say semi-blind, given that I've played this like a year ago, but no matter. Tank-style fixed camera controls and a stylistic polygonal flair with all new hair-raising audio-visual flourishes. Every single element from the original game makes its return for this ground-up reimagining, from the iconic locations and crunchy dialogue to the multiple endings, Easter eggs, and extra unlockable bonus options. So not all, details that were removed from other versions of Faith Chapter 1 are restored for this game, and you may even discover some brand new surprises too. So stay your nerves and stay on your toes, or else your faith will be the only thing you're going to lose. I've been thinking how I'm gonna handle this this playthrough, given that, well, you've already seen Faith the Unholy Trinity stream throughout its entirety on the stream, so I'm probably just gonna skim through what we already know, at least as far as lore is concerned, and try to focus mainly on the new additions as they come. And assuming I'm not senile enough to already forget half of what I went through in the original Faith. So let's get prepared. This is made on Unity, as expected for most itch.io related projects, so it might be a little finicky to set up at first. I'm hoping it runs smoothly as opposed to Hand of Doom, which gave me a little bit of trouble. Not too much, but enough of it to be tangible when I went for that game. Right, now fingers crossed it's not gonna freak out too much when I activate game capture. There we go, that was way smoother than anticipated. Disclaimer, this game contains violent images, flashing even, visual effects. Well, we may get some flash, you never know. And potentially disorienting camera movements that cannot be controlled by the user. Please do not close the game or power down your device when you see the spinning autosave icon in the bottom left corner of the screen. Stage Fright lead artist and the Bonsai Treehouse lead developer advise that you purchase and play Faith the Unholy Trinity first, as this fan-made tribute to the initially free Chapter 1 both sequences that may spoil events from the official release created by Erdov and published by New Blood Interactive. Remember, winners support the original artists. And I do also encourage everyone tuning into the stream to buy this game on your own at some point. Buy it, play it, and then follow up with the Wendigoon analysis of the plot and lore, and then his interview with Erdov, the creator, because all the bits and pieces of the world building that you may have missed out on your playthrough, they get connected and analyzed so thoroughly during those two videos that it'll blow your mind on just how much you potentially missed out. Uh-oh. So the thing I feared. Tap out of the game and controls refuse to work. Darn it. Not a problem. Let's give it another try. We're just gonna have to make sure not to tap out of the game too much.
September 21st, 1987. It's been 1 year since I first went inside that house.
Oh, John. What happened to you, buddy? Why do you have two sets of eyes? I love how it looks like he's wearing a tracksuit instead of priest robe. Because of the graphic. Praise be. I kinda loving how this has a early 90s Christian infomercial that you see on TV kind of feel. In that sense, I think like it's going to the closest aesthetic that the Nintendo 64 would have at the time, together with the, well, mandatory at this point, CRT filter. Oh, hey, Clef. Nice to see a new face around these parts. The devil randomly decided to post something about 2 of the Chapter 1 notes in this game, stuff you typically wouldn't know after playing Chapter 1 of the original. One of them is something many players never learn at all. Oh! Huh. Well, I'm kinda looking forward to learning these bits of trivia, which may or not have been already covered by external sources. I mean, assuming this is like potentially cut content by Erdorf, that sounds pretty enticing. Anyway, I mentioned that this has an unorthodox control scheme as opposed to the original phase, so let me give you guys a brief presentation of what I mean. WSD to walk, strafe, and backstep, and mouse right analog sticks to turn on the spot. So, yeah, when the dev says tank controls, he is correct. However, as opposed to when you would normally play this on a controller, where you would have to use the analog stick to move your character around, with a keyboard mouse scenario, your turning is handled by the mouse, which in my opinion makes this very outdated, prehistoric by today's standards control scheme way more enjoyable. And considering just how basic the game is in terms of inputs, it doesn't feel grating. One interesting thing of note though, if you want to pull out the cross, like in the original, you press left click and you can turn around with it, but you cannot move while in the process of exercising. Face demons and toggle left click on the right shoulder button to cast them out. You. Begone, foul spirit. I like how there's no even flashing in this version, they just kind of fade out. Press spacebar or left shoulder button to pause or resume gameplay at any time. You also get some Bible quotes to boot, because this is an educational game after all. Or is it? Anywho, let us begin. A year may not seem like that long, but oh boy, just thinking about my playthrough, it feels like I am already revisiting a childhood friend. I am not underselling at all when I say this is one of my favorite video games and horror games of all time. It just left such a long-lasting impression on me. So we are out of our Dodge Viper race car, which looks like a significant upgrade on what John normally drives in the OG. This rock looks suspicious. Begone, whatever evil lies under it. Yep, just slowly walking down the road as... Who might you be, good sir? Ooh. Well, that's it's way visceral than in the vanilla game. Gotta say though, high definition Mortis doesn't quite hit as hard as the vocoded Atari version. I know, right? Sometimes simplicity is all you need. Less is more. Wait, does that happen every single time I walk in front of this suspicious looking guy? Oh. Okay. He dropped something. Maybe. It's like a gleaming red light. Normally you would exercise items, and that would give you notes. But it doesn't seem to be doing anything here. Now hear me out. What if not only did the truck spawn every single time, but you would have to do a quick time event to avoid it? Oh wait, this is not the 2000s. Yo, what's up, Brandon? Mortis indeed, and tonight's the night you guys have the opportunity to put that Pepe Mortis emote to good use. Oh, it's crunchy. Stepping on grass sound effects. The map you get when you pause is completely worthless, and this is because the free-moving camera. Oh, it keeps the original style map. Yeah, with a lock camera view, that seems pointless. Or maybe if at least it showed your position on the map. Anyway, from Anonymous. Have you forgotten already? This forest is a mind of its own. If you get lost, you can always try remembering where you've been. Pressing the spacebar or left shoulder button is a good place to start, so your clue to pull up the map when needed, even though we just discovered that I think that was Michael. Kind of a shame that I didn't give him the opportunity to get close enough. Well, we just started Frosty, and it seems a little rough around the edges, but who knows? Perhaps it does have soul. Oh shit. Spooky well. Alright, that's pretty rad. It's like I'm casting a spell instead of just performing a simple exorcism. Though, you know, given the nature of the two, it works. A party flyer. You're invited. Come celebrate Nate and Jason's 6th birthday, Saturday, May 3rd, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Directions: turn right at 1338 Snake Meadow Hill Road and go straight past the well. I'm sure that's gonna be extremely helpful with this POV. Now what you don't know is that his first name is Michael, but his last name is Jackson. Yo, what's up, dear? I'm sure that animal is not gonna be relevant to the game in any capacity. Nope. So I'm assuming the way this game determines loop cycle is with this camera turning around thing, when it just keeps in a constant cycle. I'm not gonna lie, actually being able to see from a bird's eye view make this significantly easier, at least to determine landmarks. Mrs. Martin and the hikers. I caught some people walking through the woods around the house last week. Not kids, just regular adults. They told me they got lost while hiking. I pointed them back towards the road. The whole thing just didn't feel right. I think I should go dig up Bob's rifle out of storage. Now, a hot take. I don't mind the old-timey CRT filter PC, but in many cases I feel it's detrimental to the experience. Like in this case, I'm actually having trouble reading the text that's on screen because of the warbling effect. So it's fine if it's there, but I wish devs would use it more sparingly. Actually, good point. Maybe I can disable it. Kind of like what Puppet Combo games let you do. Nope. I can enable high frame rate if I want to, not. Oh, Okay, that just significantly gained in quality. Look at this shit, look at all the crispy colors and HD models. Bro, is this the real RuneScape 2? RuneScape 2, except I'm exploring an abandoned MMO. And ironically, I kind of want to do a stream like that one of these days, when I just pull up a bunch of old games with an online element that are dead, but the servers are still up, so you can explore what people made. I'm so tempted to revisit Ultima Online, if even for a brief stream. You guys have no clue. So, I'm right here. Not too far from the shack, apparently. So maybe the map isn't completely as useless. And it will let me, at the very least, assess my general location, so I can move on to the important spots. Wait, what was that just now? Oh, right, I forgot. Michael does drop a note after you exercise him enough times. Father Garcia, you are hereby instructed to release Michael Davies from your care and return him to his home immediately. Mr. and Mrs. Davies have already been contacted by our office. A representative of the church is currently en route to their home to discuss compensation and return for discretion. You will meet a representative there and accompany you back to Rome. Cardinal Griffith. I know, right? Already, like, pff, a severe upgrade. Suspiciously scattered sprites. Bob, the kids and I miss you more every day. The twins and Amy have started their next school year at home. Amy keeps asking when she's going to be allowed to go to real school. I think she's getting cabin fever. The twins are having no problems occupying their time. Yesterday, they came in with their hands covered in blood. I guess they found a dead deer and thought it would be a good idea to touch it. I think we might have a coyote problem, because when I went out with them to look at the dead deer, it was a pretty gruesome sight. All this just a day after the twins' birthday party. Can't wait till you come home. You know what, Frosty? I still have the sequel to go through. To the original. Which is on the record. I'm gonna do it. I just need to find the right time, I guess. There's already a lot I have on my plate, and I may have indulged myself today in more Steam/GOG purchases. One of them actually caught me off guard. I saw Arthurian Legends on sale for like the first time ever, and I've been looking forward to streaming that game for a while now, because it's like the closest thing we have in this day and age to Witchhaven 3. And contrary to what you think, that's a selling point for me. You're gonna make a fantasy first-person slasher with digitized sprites? I'm all in. I also got a neat little horror game, which I might sneak in during some of my longer playthroughs. Because, hey, October might be coming to an end soon, but anytime during the year is a great opportunity to peep horror games. I might not be playing all of them, but hey, I do enjoying the ones that I do show up on screen. Also, I am stunned how easy it is to get lost in this version. And it's not difficult to figure out why this is happening. It's just, sure, we also get the bird's eye view, but your FOV is so much limited. It's like the camera is zoomed in times 10, narrowing your screen to just the immediate vicinity of your character. A note left by you. The Martin's house lies about 100 yards off a Snake Meadow Hill road. There's almost no driveway. Trees jut out in the middle of a gravel path that is mostly covered in grass. It was difficult to find the house, especially since it was already dark when we arrived. Father Ulrich seemed to know where he was going. He simply drove straight ahead until we arrived at the house. In the headlights, I saw an old shed off to the right of the path. Father Ulrich explained that he would rather perform the exorcism away from the house, but the Martins insisted that Amy remain inside. He complained that having the family present makes it difficult to proceed with elements of the rite that may seem harsh to the layperson. Now, most importantly, can we enter the shed? I do see an entryway. Well, that's interesting. Camera shift. This is exactly how I look when I wake up on a Monday morning, especially after suddenly getting jolted from a good dream, and then I have to assess reality. Wait, is Michael stuck in a loop outside of the shed? What's going on? Where is he? I'm kind of half expecting him to just suddenly jump me as soon as I exit. Well, this is, what a peculiar glitch. Frankly, if that, held out throughout the entirety of the playthrough, they would have given him a migraine eventually. Not for the glitchless category, though. This is gonna require uncovering some new tech. I wouldn't even be remotely shocked if, say, during the next Games Done Quick, someone is just gonna pull out a Faith 64 speedrun. You would be shocked at the most obscure video games people bring to the table sometimes, and those tend to be the most fun playthroughs to tune into. Besides games you are deeply committed to. Alright, so I got 6 notes, but I think there might be a couple more on the other side of the forest. So before we head to the Martin household, I'm just gonna mosey on to the opposite end of the map. Don't worry. That dear soul can still yet be saved, if only it accepts Christ as its true savior. If you kept joking, well, maybe you should be reading more of Diva's Little Nuns comics, where it's about a monastery with a bunch of young nuns going on a wide variety of adventures, and the main plot element is that they own a herd of ducks, and those ducks are confirmed Catholic. I'm not even joking. I like that little puff that comes out after exercising an object. It looks like a default ghost sprite. From State of Connecticut Historical Society. Mr. Martin, it's taken longer than expected registering the markers on your property as a historical cemetery. Our office had difficulty identifying who was buried there. The inscriptions on the gravestones are written in a language that we cannot identify. I've sent the gravestone rubbings to some of my peers at the University of Connecticut. I will reach out to you when I get a response from them. All the best, Daryl Henderson. So, I'm actually gonna indulge in disposing a slight spoiler here, which, mind you, has no important relevance to the game. So this note you find here, it was confirmed by Erdorf as a red herring. During the initial conception of Faith, when it was still an idea rough around the edges, he had a lot of ideas on explaining the plot and lore. And this kinda somewhat of a poltergeist reference here, with the cemetery possibly playing a part in the events that transpire later on. It never got expanded upon, but Erdorf was like, would I still leave this note here for shits and giggles? Sure fooled a lot of players, including me. I think there might be one more note I can find in the forest. It's either a dead animal or a lone tree, if I remember right. Oh, there you go. If you ever wondered what this was supposed to be. Did they get someone's grandpa to record that line? Surprisingly, it's not the fox. Then again, this area is kind of important if you want to go for all the endings. Oh, there we go. It was a tree. See, I still remember some things. Mrs. Martin and the tree. Today I notice Amy's favorite tree looks like it's dying. All the leaves are falling off of it, and the bark is peeling. I guess I'm more upset about it than Amy is. She is totally absorbed in her volunteer work at the clinic. I guess it's good that she found something she's passionate about, but I've gotten ugly looks from some of the women at book club. Yeah, that's another instance of weird English. Kathy and her religious friends wouldn't even talk to me anymore. So that's around here, and yeah, 8 notes. Unless more were added later on. I think we have everything. I didn't 100% through the entire Faith trilogy, but I do remember getting all the notes in chapter 1. But even then I had to consult the walkthrough, because some elements do require thinking outside the box and experimenting a little bit, which may not seem obvious at first. I suppose we're ready to venture into the house proper. Assuming I can find the correct path to it. There we go, once you know that the camera pans out the proper direction. I don't see a certain someone at the top window where she should be. Seems a little odd, unless that happened when I skimmed past this location at first. We're gonna have to check the VODs on that one. Yo, the Resident Evil shots. Why is that fruit bowl in the kitchen? It's so high quality. Mr. and Mrs. Martin greet us at the front porch. Mr. Martin led us downstairs to the basement, explained that Amy was down there in the streets. I felt for him. There was guilt and shame in his voice. Amy was in the very back of the attic in a chair, perfectly calm, staring at us. It is hard to describe the look on her face. It was not the kind of look a child gives you. You know what? Forget what I said at the beginning of just skimming through the notes. I love this game so much that I don't mind doing a complete playthrough again. Alright, which one of you pranksters is knocking on my right ear right now? Oh. Hello, spooky apparition. You know, I pressed spacebar almost instinctively because I felt like I was gonna make John jump. No, we're not straying that far from default faith control mechanics. However, someone's looking behind the window. Okay then. You're gonna love how all items in this room are perfectly fleshed out, except whatever's hanging in the walls. Like, compare the spotted plant to the clock on the wall. It is both jarring and cute at the same time. You know what? If it wasn't just a deliberate design choice, this would be like a perfect comparison to modern day officially licensed HQ revamps, where a studio goes, yeah, you now have high resolution textures, and yeah, like say this bookshelf looks nice, but then you look at the door and it's like, bro, seeing mods that do a way better job. I like how with the camera angle, that seemed like the note just came from the light fixture. No, I'm not gonna look into that. As an electrician, I'm telling you that that ain't normal. Ah, yes, me and my friend, the cryptid that lives in the woods and preys on unsuspecting wanderers. This fruit bowl haunts me. It has no business looking this good, and quite frankly, that's the scariest thing we've seen in the game so far. Oh, the way he shuffles up and down those stairs. Oh shit. Guys. The spin. Oh. Oh, that's incredible. The Jesus tornado. 360 no scope exorcism. You know, normally that's supposed to point at the rubber ducky, but I don't know. For what it's worth, we just banished an evil demon living inside of this bathtub. I don't feel safe in my own home anymore. I hear voices outside around the house at night. I don't let the twins go out in the woods to play because I'm afraid of what's out there. The house itself feels stressed, distorted, slanted somehow. It's like I'm walking through a carnival funhouse. Amy's condition has only gotten worse. I can't stand to be around her, and I don't know why. She doesn't seem like herself anymore. I want to take her to the doctor, but I can't leave the boys here. I find that the phone stops working throughout the day, and now I can't seem to find my car keys. Thank God Bob comes home tomorrow. This is surprisingly better mirror physics than Hedon does, which I find shocking. And by that I mean John's model is more lifelike than Zen. Well, confirmed. No spookums living inside the shitter. So in case there's an emergency, it is safe to use the toilet. Well, I always knew that The Binding of Isaac was a video game heavily influenced by a religion, but I don't expect the boy to really be possessed by the devil. I mean, but then again, there are some pretty shady deals you can make during the course of a playthrough. Bob must be stationed somewhere in the Middle East because he sent over this weird-looking doll for Emmy's birthday. I'll ask Anish about it next time we have book club. She looks like she could be from over there. Emmy didn't seem excited to see the doll. I think she would rather have a phone instead. Or maybe seeing a baby doll makes her feel self-conscious about working at the clinic. Another fun fact, this note in particular also gets heavily deconstructed by Wendigoon during his analysis. There's some pretty interesting observations he has made on account of this one bit of lore. And yes, I'm going to be shilling that lad because he makes some mighty damn fine content. I guess I was the only one who thought to check in the attic. When I got up there, it was freezing cold. I found Amy standing in the back, looking straight at me, like when I first met her downstairs. We spoke briefly. I was frustrated to talk to her, or it. I experienced a bit of deception from the demon. During our conversation, she uttered my mother's first name, and the other instances spoke perfect Latin. I called for help from the others, but nobody came. So I raised my crucifix and began the rite again. Guys, it's the cursed telephone from the Board Games episode. I'm totally blanking out on its name, but I'm sure someone can jog my memory. God, I miss that AVGN panel so much. You have no idea. I so wish it would make a comeback. There's probably so much more content you can cover. Well, we can't go to the attic just yet, as dictated by the flow of the game. And thus, it only leaves one way to go. Downwards. Hey, that's a pretty cool full moon effect. I like it. So one important thing that I really like in horror media, not just video games, but movies. Sometimes the lack of music or very small doses of it really help build the tension. Sometimes really all you need is just like hear the occasional creaking of the stairs or a creak of the floorboards to put you on edge. Anyway, remember when I told you guys about how the vast world of horror loves to use mannequins as a spook? I've got my eyes on you, buddy. You better not try anything funny. There's something you can exercise here, or maybe I'm misremembering it now because, well, we do have a note right here out in the open. So the blood. Amy's parents could not endure witnessing the proceedings of the rite for long. Mrs. Martin was hysterical, and the thing that was inside Amy was feeding off of the fear. Father Allred asked me to take the Martins upstairs. I was physically worn out, but managed to get them back up the stairs to the kitchen. Amy was screaming, "Mother! Mother!" the whole time. Finally, I got them to sit down with me at the kitchen table. After a few minutes, we couldn't hear much of anything down in the basement, so went down to check on things. I found Father Allred lying on his back, unconscious, with his arms spread out wide. Amy was not in the chair. It's coming. It's coming. But it was all a bad dream. Or was it? Oh, hello, sleep paralysis demon. What shenanigans shall we do tonight? Oh, right, I think I may have missed one thing to inspect. I don't remember if it gives off a note or not, but the family portrait downstairs. With his resolve strengthened, John is back in business. With a new and exciting red filter splattered across the screen. I thought that was an eyeball puree me from outside. Nice try. But yeah, good thing I decided to double check the portrait. Doesn't seem like you can get a good view of it. Wait, what's up with the note? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can't pick it up. No. My full notes attempt. Ruined. Anything spicy cooking up on TV? Apparently not. It's not chapter 2, so... dang, it's still glitched. I mean, maybe I could still try to exercise the painting later on. This will be obtainable, but... oh well. If I remember right, we have to combat Amy in all section of the house, so let's head back downwards and check the basement. Yeah, it's actually surprising how much more detail you can now observe after basically giving the game a whole new perspective. It's a fairly loose recreation in places, but for what it's worth, if you played through the original Faith, this definitely feels close to the OG. Maybe there's a member in the basement, but we'll definitely have to mosey on to the first floor. God, that droning sound in the background is so good. Again, sometimes no audio or a well thought hint of it does wonders. Uh-oh. That's actually easier to perform in the 3D. Because you can definitely move around with John quicker, so your reaction time is improved. This is still close, so maybe now it's basement time. Frosty, did you get to peep the new Wang video? It's an interesting dive into a topic I wouldn't expect him to normally cover. Because I'm pretty used to Justin taking up gross internet tales as like a large chunk of his career, but getting into a brief history of cryogenics and all the weird shenanigans related to preserved bodies, that was a fascinating subject to learn more on. Alright, we push back Amy 3 times now. So the attic should be available to us. No? Am I misremembering this part, or did I miss some steps? Maybe just gotta fight her off enough times. I'm just surprised it's taking this long. Ah, there we go. Not 3, but 5 times is a charm.
I heard a door open upstairs.
You're scaring the hose away, John. Literally. Also, evil red filter is gone. And surprise, there is the loving family, which, you know, this actually looks even creepier than the vanilla rendition. Like, that filter is a haunting extra bit of smudge that's distorting their facial features. thing we managed to grab the note. Otherwise, I will feel a little bad about missing it. Well, now we want to be the real meal of faith. This is where the fun truly begins. Molly, the church might contact you in a few days to tell you their version of what happened to me. I want you to hear it from me first. A year ago I was involved in the exorcism of Amy Martin. What they said in the papers about what happened isn't true. She... Oh wait, so this is what Clef alluded to. You can actually see the blurred out parts that are normally inaccessible. She killed my superior father-in-law with her bare hands. When I confronted her, she escaped, managed to cut the power to the house, and strangled her own parents with her own intestines. I have to go back to that house. The nightmares I'm having are real. She's still there waiting for me. I can still help her. If I don't come back, know that I love you and I'm sorry. Yeah, that's very strange. Part of the charm was leaving these spots blank, so you had to let your imagination fill out the gaps, and it kind of made it more morbid sounding. Honestly, I probably just would have left it as is. Hello, Amy. What's up with the divine music?
My God! What happened to you?
Certainly giving new light to this confrontation.
I have to finish what I started.
Oh? Alright, the transition makes up for it. I guess I'll just stand here and wait for Amy to grind to a halt. This third audio is pretty great. Maybe even more so than what you hear in Classic Faith. Makes it even more unnatural and unnerving. That's phase 2. Now we gotta avoid this Minecraft stone golem that's pursuing us. She's definitely faster than I remember. Making this pursuit a little trickier. I mean, as long as I have a few steps ahead of her, then I can easily get her with a cross. Yeah, that didn't even click with me. This attic seems gargantuan. A little bit of that non-Euclidean coming into play. Oh. Damn. I read the pathfinding wrong. It's like the second death where John gets absolutely mutilated. They really didn't seem to like him having legs. Oh, come on. When Amy hears you have a foot fetish. Her honest reaction. Okay, so here's the problem with being too close. I'm gonna get caught. Oh, you. Oh, yeah. It's a little too chunky with the font. Also, almost vaguely looks like Comic Sans. God damn it, I walked right into her. Oh, right, the language. We are playing a Christian video game after all. What kind of practitioner do I consider myself to be? There we go. Now I'm gonna just shuffle away as she menacingly approaches. That wasn't good enough. Gotta keep on schmoving. There we go. Now, just remember your first-person shooter training. And circle strafe like a boss. Just casually walk it off. If you don't look the problem in the eyes, cannot hurt you. Unless it's a hellish abomination. I don't mind the lack of checkpoints because, as we've established, this feels easier than it would in Classic Faith. You have so much more room to maneuver. Not to mention you can walk in more than 4 cardinal directions. Oh yeah, I agree. The first Amy fight is not too bad. I'm just comparing the two on like a surface level. We're gonna have to let them go. Got her. Here comes the checkpoint. Now we gotta do this again, but with more things happening. In this phase, you pretty much learn while warding Amy off in the main house, so it's not too bad. Just gonna make sure I stay away from the sigils as long as possible. No, this is not a bad idea. Proceed to a corner and skim the timer that way. Okay, that's a little harsh. Bro, I got locked on, I couldn't do anything. It was like the Soldier 76 Ultimate from Overwatch, except besides giving the lock on, you just die instantly. Some more like the McCree Ultimate when I think about it. Or whatever they call him these days. Oh, come on. I call shenanigans. My cross was pointing at her direction. You know, it didn't even occur to me, but this is kind of like fighting Bowser in Mario 64 with this camera angle far away from you. On top of a floating arena, suspended in the void. Okay, I guess you just have to get out of the way. Again, it's been a minute, so I may not remember every single instance of this fight accurately. Helps a little bit if you're closer to the edge. Well, assuming she's not gonna come from you that way. Now for the first one. There we go, round 2. Whew. With me not knowing exactly whether she's aligning with John's model or not, this is still intense. Oh god. The speed is even more increased now. Oh, you are kidding me. Hey, Frenzy. From a visual aspect, for the most part, I think it looks fine. It does a interesting attempt at modeling this to be an N64-like game. But there's definitely some bits that do not translate well to this perspective. When Amy and her demonic follower pursue you, and you're meant to shuffle out of her way. It was definitely meant with top-down view locked in mind, where you can more easily predict where either of them is gonna come towards you. Here it's more RNG based, I feel. Alright, back to super tempo. It really stings when you get this far, and that fucker scams you. I agree. I feel like if they've gone for a cheeky recreation of the N64 sound font, that would have been pretty impressive. Look, if you can get the Nirvana discography recreated in that sound font, Faith shouldn't be too hard to reconstruct. Kind of sucks as the camera jolts when you're being reset to the beginning of this phase. So it kind of messes with your perception even further. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna have to do this like 3 more times, so fingers crossed. Maybe you gotta wait till the last seconds. I feel like I made a close call there. Good job on making this fight even more nerve-wracking. There's the Hand of Doom. That was visceral. You gotta be quicker than that, Jim. Oh, wow. Oh, the camera doesn't even pan to attempt to follow Amy. I mean, the trick is, as long as you keep within the confines of the pentagram, you should be okay. She always follows a rough route to complete the symbol. Just make sure that the circle doesn't get you. Or you don't happen to be aligned with the blood trail. Like now. It's gotta be that sweet spot. That sweet spot that's a little tough to determine at first. You can, for the most part, chill out. This one's the most time-consuming just because it demands a little bit of patience from you, but it's arguably the easiest bit because you don't really have to move around. Look at her go. Whoops. I have gauged the distance incorrectly. I think that might be a complaint someone made in the comments. Because the symbols appear so quickly, this phase becomes a little frustrating to get through. Oh, forget what I said. I forget that this asshole will eventually spawn in. So now comes the fun part of multitasking. Oof. I'm a little worried that I'm gonna walk into her flying through. So I'm gonna have to take care of this slowly. See her speed actually increase right now. So you know you're later into the fight. Blurp. Oh, the heavenly ambience. as the Super Smash Brothers God watches over us from the distance. Thank you, Nintendo, our Lord and Savior. That's supposed to happen, by the way. I'm sure she's fine. May not be a spoiler. Look, if we can survive a demonic hand coming out of a gaping maw in the place of her face, a little tumble through a first floor window is nothing. Also, that says kill her smeared on the wall. You may be powerless against the scripture. However, I have other means to exorcise that demon. So now we have a couple of options in terms of finishing the game. There's 4 or 5 endings, if I remember correctly, depending on how you use the gun. However, we are gonna go for a fun little secret, which should be a part of this game. There's your hint over there. Before, we saw a vision of Amy in the shadows. Now we have this thing that looks strangely like the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. Huh. In the base game, you're meant to do that 3 times. This fella definitely looks more imposing when we're in 3D. Nice detail with those scrolling faces in the background. Very Earthbound-ish. Oh, don't even get an audio cue. I feel robbed. Come on, John. Shoot the mirror. There is more evil afoot. You can't really see any indication of the demon getting harmed. You're just meant to keep exercising him as he falls back. The Mirror Demon, as is its official canon name, will occasionally fall back and teleport around. So you're just meant to be persistent here. Honestly, that's the best possible outcome. But he just scutters away so far from you. And our friend seems to be coming back to the same position. Oh. That's new. Huh. Real funny, Mr. Bonsai House. John did not write this. Dear Dr. McGlashan, it's been 30 days since the beginning of my treatment here at Yale Psychiatrist Institute. Dr. Spinell has been so patient with me, has helped me understand my affliction, and has helped me find a way to move forward and accept the truth. With Dr. Spinell's help, I have come to accept what really happened in September at the Martin family residence. I accept that what happened was not the result of any supernatural phenomenon, but rather desperate actions of a young girl driven to violence by her dogmatic parents and old church rituals that are thought to drive out evil. I am happy to report that since accepting the truth, my nightmares have ceased, and I now enjoy peace of mind that I have not felt since the incident. Given my progress since first coming here, I respectfully request my release from Yale Psychiatric Institute, contingent upon follow-up appointments with Dr. Spinell in the future. Sincerely, John Ward. Yeah, I was about to say what Clef just dropped in the chat. That's another aspect of the plot that gets expanded upon from chapter 2 onwards. And frankly, the best way to experience all of this at first is to play the game blind first, make your own assessment of what truly transpired, and then consult external sources. So, yeah, some bits and pieces just casually being thrown in here, even with the author specifically alluding to as such. It's a little grating. Now we're presented with a couple of options, like I said, to finish the game. So I'm gonna just casually stroll through the forest, shotgun in hand. And wait until I approach the correct landmark. Ah, we could actually start off here. So remember how we couldn't really exorcise the corpse of this fox? What we can do, however, is shoot it. Why? You'll find out soon enough. Peter, absolutely fuming over this exhibition of animal violence. He was already dead. We have to shoot him. Honestly, John, you shouldn't have stopped the car. If I saw that monstrosity in front of me, I am stepping on the gas. So nice, nice pitchfork you got there, buddy. Of 5 endings, you found number 3. The Offering. Consolation. Hello, Amy. I'm sorry to hear about your parents' decision. It is hard for people to trust what they do not understand. I know you're only 17, but you're clearly an adult, and you are able to handle your own life. Do not let your mom and dad stop you from following your dreams. If there is anything I can do to help you, just let me know. We are having a get-together at the clinic Saturday night, and I would love for you to stop by. We still consider you a part of the team, even if your mom and dad do not. We hope to see you there, Gary. That Gary sounds like a swell guy. Right, so even if you do get one of the endings, the game resets to this point, so you can freely explore other possibilities, which is pretty darn nice of Faith to do so. Because if you're only interested in acquiring the other endings, you don't really have to go through the entire ordeal again. Now, if memory serves right, our other potential closure should be by the shed. Ah. This man right here. Which, for no good reason, we're gonna execute. There's a very vague hint towards his identity, which you could see on the cadaver right now.
I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him I will trust. I shall not be afraid of the terror in the night.
Hello, Michael. I mean, that's what you get for murdering someone in cold blood and then uttering the name of the Lord like it was nothing. Ending number 2. Father and son. The meaning of that becomes more apparent from chapter 2. And I know I'm bringing upon very vague references. But again, I urge all of you to play through Faith if you haven't too. It is absolutely worth the time investment. Esteemed Cardinal Gifford, with all due respect, you cannot grasp the importance of the work I'm doing for young Michael without being present here. Michael needs my help, now more than ever. In the past few weeks, I have made great progress in Michael's affliction. Nevertheless, whatever darkness is inside of him fights back with increasing ferocity. You must not let up the fight against the enemy at such a critical time. There is another reason why I dare not return Michael to his family, nor let them see him. The darkness inside him afflicts his soul, but it also causes a terrible strain in his body. So that there may be no mistaking what I mean, I have enclosed a photograph of young Michael during one of our sessions. The photograph is missing. But even then, you can already start putting the pieces together. on who this pale cryptid that has been talking us through the forest at the beginning is, and who we have murdered was. Now, for another of the endings, believe it or not, we actually need to find a deer. And in case you're wondering, what I'm about to do was not approved by the Vatican. Alright, so this audio cue gives you an idea whether you're close to an important set piece or not. I'm definitely gonna need to find the animal, because I certainly don't remember where our buddy is chilling. I'm gonna say this, whichever ending we get next depends on who we manage to find in the forest first. Close to something, but oh. It wasn't even the gunshot, but the truck. The Delta lethal blow. Brought to you by Erdorf Industries. And now for a word from our sponsors. If memory serves me right, this is the canonical ending to Chapter 1.
I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him I will trust. I shall not be afraid of the terror in the night, nor the evil that walketh in
What I really
darkness.
like about this ending
Because I have made the Lord
is
my
that if you
refuge,
pick the wrong target,
because I have set my love upon Him,
it's just this
therefore
scene but
will He
altered.
deliver me. I shall call upon Him and He will answer me. He will be with me in trouble. He will deliver me and honor me. I can't explain what happened at that house. I can only have faith that I
Yo.
picked the right seed.
He said the line. Faith. And everyone in the audience clapped. When faith endures. But wait, it's not all. Oh, we're far from over. Police, animal experts investigate chupacabra remains near Sterling. Sterling PD is enlisting the help of local animal experts from the University of Connecticut after the remains of an undefined animal were found near Sterling. The remains of an animal, which some residents are calling a chupacabra, were discovered on Snake Meadow Hill Road by a motorist yesterday. The animal had apparently been struck by a vehicle, and parts of its carcass were scattered across the... Read? Okay. Police say they initially investigated the gruesome scene because the motorist who discovered the remains had told them they appeared to be of a person. The motorist told reporters, "It could have been a deer or dog or any kind of animal. He looked right at me and I saw a human's face. The way he crawled on all fours, he looked like a big white spider." After arriving at the scene, police concluded the remains were of some kind of animal. "As a matter of public safety, we want to be sure about what exactly we're dealing with here," said Sterling's police spokesman. "It's clearly not a deer or a coyote. If it's a mountain lion or exotic pet that escaped from its owners, or an animal with rabies, we need to know about it." Animal experts attached to the investigation will not speculate about what kind of animal had been found, although they commented that the animal was hairless, anemic, and apparently suffered from the rickets, a vitamin D deficiency that appears in animals and children who have not received enough sunlight. But wait, there's more. There are still yet 2 endings that we need to experience in high definition, brought to you on the widescreen. One of them, as I alluded to earlier, was tracking down a deer. Now, the final one, I think you can probably make out from all the options that we have left. That's right. End her. But did it really succeed? We came back after 1 year to try and save Amy's soul after the initial exorcism failed, but now we end her life, and conveniently the police shows up at the worst possible time. Is the first one, murderer, because it's the one that is immediately alluded to just from the bloody text of the cabin wall. So the most likely one you're gonna get first. Police arrest man accused of murdering missing girl. A New York man is in custody after he confessed to the murder of a Sterling girl who has been missing. John Ward of Palmyra was pulled over on Snake Meadow Hill Road last night after a state trooper reported hearing a gunshot. The officer thought it might be poachers. The officer said that Ward was acting nervous and suspicious after being pulled over. When questioned, Ward reportedly said, "I've killed her." According to the police report, the officer called for backup after Ward became increasingly upset, saying repeatedly that there was a demon inside her. Ward was taken to Sterling Police Headquarters for further questioning. Ward confessed to the authorities that he shot and killed Amy Martin a 17-year-old girl who had been missing for 9 days after escaping from a mental institution. After a brief search, police located Amy's body in the woods near the now abandoned Martin home. In addition to receiving a gunshot wound to the stomach, Amy showed injuries suggesting that she had been thrown out of the second-story window of the house. An officer who helped recover the body told reporters that Amy's face had been mutilated in a very brutal manner. Ward was found dressed as a priest when he was pulled over. It is suspected that he impersonated a priest to gain his victim's trust after Catholic authorities in Rome confirmed that Ward was an ordained minister. The rest of the article is missing. And finally, the last ending. Which, again, I have a little trouble pinpointing. This one's a bit out there, which I'm hoping it's as goofy as it was depicted in Vanilla Faith. Now I might have to consult the map every now and then for this one, so that I don't accidentally beeline towards the micro ending. Michael, if memory serves, will immediately pursue you if you get too close to the road where your car is. Yeah, right here near the middle. I'm gonna wager a guess that the animal's somewhere in the corner of the map. So we're gonna stick more towards the center. It's like actual hunting for wild game. Except we're doing this as a priest, dressed for business, which does make it a little weird. Alright, buddy. Where are you hiding? Not that much different from pursuing an actual animal, huh? Oh. Managed to wander back to the road, which is not good. Definitely don't want to accept Michael again. Why is this fellow so tree to hang? Where is he, chilling? Come on, dear. I know you're somewhere in this forest. I need you, buddy. I need to lodge a bullet right between your eyes. Not Amy, though. She's already had her screen time. I don't know, maybe more in the middle? Or, bottom right? Surely. There's one area that I seem to be missing. Over and over. Then, south? I'm baffled. You're not that far off. You know, there's a concerning possibility that a glitch happened and our buddy refuses to show up. Which would be a rather sad conclusion. But hold on. Ah, dang it, that's a circle. It's not what I want. So one is here, Amy is there. You would expect every corner of the map to be affected. Wait, what's that? What's this? These gleaming lights. Oh, that was the deer. Poosh. Well, that's hard to spot. But yeah, anyway, we're in game tonight, boys. Fire up that grill.
I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him I will trust. I shall not be afraid of the terror in the night.
Oh, you will be. Trust me, you will be. The wildlife did not take kindly to your folly. This is way more brutal than in the original. Sheesh. The hunter. It's so seemingly out of place. I just had to see it. Re-envision. Unidentified body discovered near wrecked car. The site of a deadly car accident was discovered along a road near Sterling this morning, along with the body of a person who has not yet been identified. At 6 a.m. this morning, a resident called to report an accident along Snake Meadow Hill Road. The driver of a silver sedan had swerved off the road and struck a tree. A spokesman for the police commented that the body appeared to have been dragged several yards away from the car, deeper into the woods, after having been ejected from the front windshield. It was noted the body had been mangled beyond recognition. Investigators suspect it was probably the work of coyotes. Police also noted that parts of a cleaned white-tailed deer were found in the trunk of the car. From a white-tailed deer, a hunter typically gets 65 pounds of meat. However, it appears the victim of the accident was only able to carry 25 pounds back to the car. Telling him, John just really wanted to try that deer meat. Anyway, we got 22 notes of 26. And normally, it's exactly what you would get in the original game. Here I see that we have at least one extra from after number 6, so You might be able to get it somewhere in the woods. Another one is after 15. So seems like early on the house somewhere. This one, like right before the 80 fight. And an extra one at the very end, so maybe after we get all the other notes. Thing is, I'm pretty sure I looked quite thoroughly. So we don't even know where to check for further clues. I'm just gonna explore the house briefly while I have the shotgun on me to see if maybe anything extra appeared. Locked and loaded. Well, you know, these notes might be very well hidden. I would just like to see one to assess whether what Clef was saying earlier about them being more weird and seemingly unnecessary inclusions was a valid complaint. It'd be so funny if I just got to shout an extra target out of the blue. One that we didn't even consider pointing your gun against. It really seems like it. I see that some of the features from Classic Faith remain here, including the extra difficulty mods like flashlight and lantern, which greatly impairs your vision. If you choose New Game, there sets your note count, which is a little bit annoying if you want to keep track of your progress. I do kind of wonder where could we possibly be missing more lore drops. Not here, that's for sure. Never really considered exercising in a car, have we? I wonder, can I possibly exercise this fella before the car approaches? No. And we never get to figure out what that red speck that he leaves is all about. Frankly, I think I'm good. I would say we get a pretty good taste of what this remake is all about, and what do I think about it? It does a decent job at replicating faith in a 3D style for exploration purposes. And it's interesting to see it depicted in that graphical style. But not all elements convert very well. I would say that the actual encounters with demons can get very clunky. Like, the Amy fight was a good example of how either the AI can break, or what works from a top-down view just doesn't translate well to the 3D environment, because you get easily scammed by the patterns. Also, I'm not a fan of how the notes were treated in this rendition. It would have been better to keep them in the original format, where there are vague clues that you're meant to piece together and figure out on your own. And what was particularly off-putting to me was how in one particular entry where Amy's situation is explored, all the blurred out bits that were meant to be there to leave for your imagination to do the rest, they're just kind of thrown out there right in your face. So I would say this was a good novelty to look into, but personally, I'll take the OG. You just can't beat it. Respect the effort, though. It was all right out of 10. That's gonna be my review for Faith 64.